So there was a Papa Murphy's employee, and look at this guy, man. We got him up on screen here. His name's Austin Simmons, and
bring him up on the screen. CMFK.
Well, I don't know if he can do that, but he's up on the YouTube screen.
Okay.
But he's a teenager employed at Papa Murphy's, which is like a local pizza chain.
I see
here.
it. Okay. This guy looks like a hoodlum.
Yeah. Basically, somebody walked in kind of late as they were closing, and Papa Murphy's is where they make the pizza for you, but they don't actually cook it. They just give it to you, and you go home and cook it.
Okay.
Such an interesting business model.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
It's like it's basically like a Red Baron, but it has like overhead.
Right.
And like a spot on the side of a building somewhere.
This guy orders the pizza, right? A stuffed crust Hawaiian pizza, and apparently, this is the biggest idiot of a guy. This is just a dumb guy that they caught, because the customer catches him rubbing his nuts and his scrotum and everything, and his dick rubbing it on the pizza. So the customer says, like, what are you doing, man? The guy says, man, I'm really sorry. That was stupid. So the cops come in.
Well, no, this is exactly what the customer says. So you are old enough to know better than to put your balls on someone's pizza.
You know what probably happened?
And then he says, yes, man, I'm really sorry. That was stupid.
Yeah, I think what probably happened, the guy probably is uncircumcised, and the customer probably said, hey, I need some extra cheese on there. He's like, do you want American or smegma?
I wonder how many times he's done this before.
Exactly. Yeah.
He looks like a fucking druggie.
He
dude.
looks
no offense,
like he's
but
13 years old too.
Yeah, he looks like he's like not meth, but like he's on drugs and he's not thinking straight, and he's fucking making pizzas. That's not good.
How did the cops get involved? Do they usually do?
The guy
they
called the
show
cops.
up.
No, this is how dumb this guy was. Because you know what I would have done? I would have said, I didn't rub no balls on the pizza. Call the cop.
Imagine that with 911 call.
And what power?
But he's on TV. He's on camera too, so he can't say that.
Can we get David Pissarra to do like a freedom of press information request? Get that 911 call. Hurry down here! A guy just rubbed his dick on my pizza.
And what can the cops do in this situation?
They're gonna ask him what kind of pizza he's having. That's the most obvious question.
Well, he did ask for
a sausage one.
That's a good one.
He asked for no. He said it was a stuffed crust. He's like, man, I was just stuffing your crust for you.
He's all fucking tired. He's like, I stuffed it. It's already stuffed all the way.
At some point in time, somewhere in the world, there was a culinary technique where you actually use your balls to pat down dough.
Are you being serious?
No, I'm not being serious.
Okay, I was like, damn, fucking convincing, man.
Though, man.
Your voice was
shit.
Have you ever made a California roll at your little sushi restaurant with rubbed your balls on?
Yeah, no, not yet. They won't let me touch those things.
That's not part of the Japanese art yet.
Nah, we have to wash them pretty nice.
There you
and
go.
I don't do that. So.
I would just, when the cops are like, look, man, that's ricotta cheese right there.
Ricotta. Oh, flaky.
Yeah. All right, guys.
So don't go to Papa Murphy's.
Yeah. If you got one.
Or
if you want ball-free pizza, any place but Papa Murphy's.
That is a topic.
That's why you should buy it in a box like a Red Baron.
Yeah.
Because it's like protected from nuts. Like
I wouldn't, because at Red Baron, you don't know if the guy in the factory rubbed his balls on it.
But
At least this one, you know the guy's
see.
behind the little Subway type glass and he's rubbing his balls.
Exactly.
I've been to a Papa Murphy. There's nowhere to hide. it's like if you're ordering at Subway, right?
I could go there and do it.
I could, because my dick's so small.
You need a tiny little nook. You need a cranny, and you could do it, bro.
What if he had just giant dick and balls, just whipped it out and just smashed it on the
Maybe
pizza?
that's why. Dude. Yeah,
It's probably so big, like he had to.
It'd be difficult to rub your balls on a pizza.
I'm telling you,
actually, it probably would not. On a deep dish single, like you could probably get enough leverage to get it down there.
On a deep dish single,
yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
No,
Those are good too.
to see how he did it.
This guy was like, spreading his legs wide open.
It probably never made it. Look, the guy's being a dumbass because the balls couldn't have made it to the middle of the pizza. So he should have just taken it and just made a perimeter cut. Because if you think about it, the nuts. I mean, if you flopped them forward as far as you could and dropped them in the middle, it's like a dartboard. You'd probably still hit 20 points.
Balls, dude.
You wouldn't get 100. You wouldn't get bullseye.
If it's a large, you couldn't go too far.
Yeah, so he should have just perimeter cutted it and then just.
No, he should have held it out in front of him and just rotated the pizza like that.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been the stance you would have needed to use.
That way, you know where the line is. So when you go home, you can just cut around it. No, I'm serious. You would know. You would see like the sauce dragging around. You'd be like, okay.
So you would actually eat the pizza and cut it out.
Dude, I mean, I don't want the part where all the veggies are pushed to one side because obviously the nuts have dragged all the veggies and everything to like one giant ramp at the end of the pizza, you know? I don't want that. I want to cut that out of there. I'll make it into a single, which is a personal size, which the guy probably didn't need that much anyway. Maybe he was overweight.
Right.
Like that's what he's thinking. See?
Right.
He's like, this guy's overweight. Let me drag the fucking nuts.
So what happened to this kid? Like, was he charged? Or?
Yeah. He was
That's
released.
a mugshot right there.
The charge was
He's a
tampering.
fucking smart kid.
Tampering
He's
with
looking out for America.
All right.
He's trying to prevent obesity.
There you go. It's
But he got charged
Crusader.
with tampering with the consumer product, and he had $10,000 bail. But you know what's the saddest part about this? He's 18, so his entire life.
God.
Yep.
When you Google Austin Simmons, there's a picture of him, and it said he dragged his nut. So no one will ever trust this man again.
Fuck no.
Any job he applies for, anything he does. Wait a second.
If it involves nut
they're gonna
dragging,
they're gonna be
then
like,
they
"Sir,
will take him.
Sir, explain this charge that happened when you're 18. Tell me exactly what happened there.
It won't even
Give
get to
the
that.
details of it.
It won't even get to that.
No, he's going to get hired, and then somebody at work's going to Google him. And then they're going to have to call him into the office and be like, look, this girl doesn't feel comfortable working with you anymore. We got articles that you dragged
fucked
your
him so
balls on
hard,
a fucking large.
This explains exactly why the company pizzas have
said
all the
you-
veggies pushed to one side.
She said you teabagged her sandwich.
If I whipped my dick out and rubbed it on a pizza, they'd have to rename it from Papa Murphy's to Little Caesars.
Hey.
All right, man. Let's go to the next
Oh, my God.
article. U2 song, man. U2 thought they were being big shits. I hate those fucking guys. What is that guy?
You
Bono?
too, as in like the big band,
band,
right?
the band.
U,
right?
the letter U, the number 2.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys know the new iPhone came out, the iOS, whatever, iPhone 6.
Right.
So the CEO made a big deal. He's like, I'm giving everybody. It was like Oprah almost. Remember when she comes out and she's like, everybody's going to Australia. Woo!
Right.
So like Tim Cook comes out and he's like, I got a special thing. Everybody in the world's getting the new U2 album. Like that's what U2 went from selling millions of albums. The album sales have collapsed. Now they just give it away as like a free gift. But it backfired on Apple and YouTube because people like me, like I don't give a shit about YouTube.
Yeah, it's
You know?
like the older people.
That's like most
And it just
everybody.
downloaded onto my iPad. And so apparently so many people complained, right? This has got to be so bad publicity for YouTube. So many people complained
God.
Apple had to make a tool, like a special tool that you just download it and then click a button. Because nobody can figure out how to. It removes it from your search, from your purchase history, and it deletes it off your iPhone and your iPad.
No trace.
Wow.
So many people complain like we don't want this shit on there, that they had to make a special
I
tool to
wouldn't
remove
want
it.
that shit either.
Dude,
Yep.
only an iPerson would do something like that. Like, I want my iPhone the way I want my iPhone. You know, like waiting in line for days on end for a new gadget to come out. That is just, I mean, that's a whole different breed of person right there. I mean, when's the last time you waited in line for anything that long, anything cool?
Well, I heard
You
it's
didn't answer my
getting
question.
to the
When's the last
point-
time you waited in line for anything substantially cool?
So there's a South Park episode though that they make fun of U2, and Bono's the biggest number 2.
I get it.
The big, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah,
No,
they
it's a South Park episode if you
Oh,
want to
yeah, I
look
don't
it
watch South Park. I'm the only guy that doesn't
Dude,
watch
the
South
new HTC's got South Park downloaded onto it, bro.
Oh,
Get
fuck
those
that.
fucking shit out of
up.
here.
What's funny is no one's complaining about it. No one's deleting it off the HTC phone.
What, on which one?
I'm just making a joke.
Oh, okay, I was like, oh, damn, he got me,
sounded
dude.
serious, though.
Got me.
They'd rather watch. They rather watch.
I hate
South Park.
I
pointless
think we're running
hate
out of
to.
jokes on that one.
Pointless perks like that, dude. One time when I was at
that
Toyota,
fucking sucks.
like, I think it might not have been the time I was buying my cars, but it was shortly before that. They were like, you get this 4Runner, pizza's on us. And they were like eating pizza on a commercial. And I'm like, fucking seriously?
Papa Murphy's.
40 grand on a Toyota.
I was like, pizza's on us. Like, what
yeah,
the
it's a
You
Papa
get a free
Murphy's.
pizza.
Who said it's a Papa Murphy's
This
pizza?
shit's all stacked up in a corner. Fuck.
Oh, man.
And it's like Austin Simmons is like the guy talking. Free pizza right here. Come on, get it.
None of this fucking $5,000 cash back.
Look at his fucking face. I
Yeah,
can't,
this guy
I can't stop
is
looking
fucked.
at him.
Oh yeah, I forgot to pull the YouTube video. All right, there we go.
No.
Tim Cook. There we go.
Tim.
All right, so another
Timothy.
one. A Texas man. Here he is.
Oh, fuck. What's up?
Whoa.
What's with these ugly motherfuckers?
So this is a 42-year-old man. He was accused of repeatedly stabbing his roommate for making too much noise while having sex with 2 women in his bedroom.
Wow.
This is in San Antonio. Antonio Flores. He's in jail right now, but he got so pissed. He walked in his roommate, right, who they didn't identify. Their roommates sharing a house. And this guy, he stabbed him in the head, the back, and the arms. But it was his 36th birthday, so he was celebrating by having a threesome. Somehow this poor guy was able to bring in a chick.
Wow.
And the roommate got so infuriated by the loud sex, he kicked down the guy's door and demanded he stop making so much noise. So when the roommate refused, he came back moments later with a knife from the kitchen and stabbed him.
Oh my God.
You know what that is, right?
That's one jealous guy not getting laid.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is that what Wilson? What would cause that?
I mean, there's all level of pathology here going on. I mean, there's not one thing.
I think this is jealous bitch syndrome.
It totally is, because I have been through the exact same thing with my roommate in college.
But you gently opened the door, right?
No, I didn't do the stabbing.
He probably gently opened the door and had a Pez dispenser in his hand. Like, no, you're getting laid? Fuck, I'm sorry.
This guy was so jealous of me, right? It was like my good friend in high school, and we both were losers. Couldn't get laid at all, right? Do you remember Wilson? Do you remember my roommate in college?
Yeah, it starts with that R.
Yes, him. So, yeah, both of us were total losers, right?
Wait, did you work for Papa Murphy's?
We couldn't get laid, right? I meet this girl off the internet. I'm about to lose my virginity, right? I lose my virginity, so now I'm banging this chick. So I'm telling my roommate, right, like all these stories. Instead of being happy for me, you could tell the guy from his face was getting like real jealous.
Damn.
And next thing I know, like I bring this girl over, and then she runs into my room horrified, screaming. Because me and this guy would share a restroom. Runs in screaming, right? There's piss all over the restroom. It wasn't there when she walks in. There's piss all over the seat, right? And there's a giant turd like in there. Giant turd sitting there. So I'm like, what the fuck? This guy did on purpose. So I confront him, and he finally admits it. Oh, man, I'm jealous. Like, he's like, I'm fucking jealous, man.
So he shits and pisses, and that's
So
how he shows it?
Yeah.
God,
So this
weird.
guy took it. I would rather him shit and piss than stab the fuck out of me.
Really?
Would you rather get stabbed?
I don't know, man.
What do you mean you don't know?
50-50. We don't know.
Yeah,
He
'cause,
cleaned
like,
it up,
it's equally
so-
as bad, man.
He
Like,
cleaned it
the
up.
girl forever is gonna be scarred. Like, I
But
ain't coming to
yeah,
that place
I think
anymore.
he was trying to make me look
If
bad.
you get stabbed, you could still probably survive.
Right.
And she'll still come over because she'll feel sorry for you. No one's gonna come over to a place with a turd and some piss around it.
Yeah,
bro.
man. Hey, look what Dizzle did.
Yeah, that was his intention, to make it look like I shit there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Should have just admitted to it, man. Been a man. Hey, did the guy survive the stabbing, by the way?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, fuck.
I bet you he woke
Those
up
poor
like I
women,
don't know if he
though.
woke up in pain or if he was like still smiling. He was like, "Fuck yeah, dude! It's a threesome. Got these holes in my body. If I got a threesome,
Worth it.
Happy birthday.
they're filling me up with blood again because I lost just about all of it. But I had a fucking threesome.
Worth it.
Hashtag fucking awesome.
All right, last story here, and this one amazes me because I mean, what is the world coming to? The technology is getting better and better. They're operating on goldfish now. Like, I'm a fish guy, you know, I love fish, but when my fish gets sick, I fucking flush it down the toilet before it gets the other fish sick, you know? Because I've had a whole tank die that way. But yeah, this 10-year-old goldfish named George, the owner found a big tumor on his head. And it's one of those goldfish that looks like they have a tumor growing out of their head anyways. You seen those things at the pet store with those giant brain things?
Yeah.
I don't know how you could tell the difference. But like they found
Maybe he measured it every couple months and he took the goldfish out carefully and gave it just enough water to survive and then took a small ruler out, not a big one, and like measured it and like, this isn't looking good, boy.
Bonafide nose.
You know? I'm serious.
No, I had one of these goldfish. They're freaking cool. They'll come up and you can pet that little brain on their head.
Yeah.
And they'll eat out of your hand. I'm serious. They're super cool, but they're real dirty because they chew the food out and they spit it out. But anyways, so they took it to a vet. I don't know how the fuck you operate on a goldfish, but this picture is a fucking goldfish. Look at this shit.
That's nuts.
Holy
That's
shit.
a huge
The
tumor,
goldfish
man.
has a tube up its head.
Oh.
It looks like he's got a Capri Sun straw in his mouth.
So it looks like what they're doing is they're running water through the gills, right? So it doesn't
Something
even
like
have
that.
to breathe.
Yeah, so that's how they can
That's
like
how it breathes,
during
right?
the surgery they bought water from George's pond in buckets and they fed the water into the tube to keep his gills wet. I guess that's all you got to do is rub water on the
Yeah,
gills.
if you look at our YouTube channel, you'll see a picture of the goldfish getting water through it. and then there's a hand next to it with what appears to be like a piece of Italian sausage from a pizza.
I think that's
But
actually
it's the
Austin
actual-
Simmons' testicle.
Artichoke.
It looks like something really weird, but it shows the tumor removed.
That's a big tumor.
I guess
But they
it is.
put it under
Relative to the
anesthetic.
size.
They put it under anesthetic. All this fucking work, dude.
What if it's a bunch of dumbasses? It was actually the goldfish with the brain. They think it's a tumor, and they just remove the thing's fucking
Dude,
brain.
think how you feel if you're number 2, 3, 4. You got sick dog in the lobby. You're like, oh man, my dog fucking
If they
got
didn't-
shot by somebody. It's okay, sir. We're almost done with the goldfish. It's a 4-hour procedure.
It's all subjective. It's
you
all
think the
subjective.
guy actually had to pay for the surgery, or they're like, okay, this is some good news?
Dude, who the fuck is gonna? There's no publicity to this, is there? Like, it's not like your
Shit,
vet office goes.
blew up, man.
It's like that. It's not the $1 million
yeah,
idea,
they never
bro.
actually even mentioned. Oh no, Dr. Tristan Rich. See, he's got good publicity.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Well, so like at least you guys, as far as you guys are concerned, like a fish's life isn't really worth that much compared to maybe a dog's.
Look, I used to have a bunch of fish. I had a bunch of
But yeah,
tanks,
but
and I'd
you-
spend literally thousands of dollars on them. And then overnight, one of these fish gets sick, and they infect all your other fish, and
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
dies. And the only thing that went through my head is I just fucking lost $1,500 that I fucking accumulated
Yeah.
fish.
Oh my god.
And so this guy probably paid a couple grand.
But yeah,
Maybe.
I think this is one of those guys like he had one fish for 10 years. It's
Scroll
probably just
down real
one
quick.
fish.
How common is fish surgery? Like the
Yeah, I've never. I
never
mean, you don't
heard
hear
of it.
about it.
Yeah, I think that's why it's making news. But what? It says the fish is expected to live another 20 years.
But
Did
what's
you know
crazy
fish
is
live
like
30
the
years?
owner. So the owner obviously, this is what they said. She could not bear to see George suffer. George with the big head. But maybe from the looks of this picture, it looks like they took out George's brain.
Yeah.
They might have made a mistake.
And he looks brain dead now.
And then she says they're not just
fuck.
things in the water; they're characters. And there's no way Dizzle would agree with this, or Wu, or any one of us. I mean, I wonder how much the surgery was if you think about it. You
Yeah.
know, if it was probably $1,000 or $2,000, would you spend that?
If the fish was going to live,
Would you spend $5?
if it lived 10 years and I knew and I loved it
Yeah.
and I knew it was going to live another
You
20.
don't know. That's the thing. That's the reason why it's making headlines, because someone's fucking operating on a fish,
If
bro.
I had a fish for 10, I'll tell you what, I did get attached to one fish. It was just so pretty. And I had moved it.
Okay, so let's talk about that fish.
I'd moved 3 times.
What was your name?
Little Kiki.
Okay. You know Kiki in Filipino means pussy?
That's why I called it Little Kiki.
No, you didn't. Liar. Okay, so would you pay $5 for little Kiki to live 5 years?
That's what I had paid originally for Little Kiki.
How much? $5?
Yeah, but see, there's these things called African cichlids, and the
Right.
males look beautiful when they get to full adulthood.
Right.
And I found this Chinese guy in Houston that would shoot them up with steroids, and he'd turn all of them into them. So
Really?
he'd sell them to me for $5, and they'd come at these ugly things.
Yeah.
They look like completely just ugly when they're little, but when they get full maturity,
Fuck.
oh, we got some thunder
Thunder.
going on. But they turn into these beautiful like shit. You used to see that tank, right? It
Oh,
was-
yeah. It was nice.
Remember we saw that tank that one
Yeah.
time and all the fish were dancing?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yeah. You remember that. Yeah.
what was that?
So,
I remember that one.
so yeah. No, like these fish were absolutely gorgeous.
Bitch, you remember that shit?
But yeah, my only thought was I just lost some fucking money. So yeah, I don't think I could do it.
You wouldn't
Because
spend $5 for 10 more years for your beautiful.
I couldn't do that with a dog.
Huh?
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
But my
see,
daughter,
okay.
yeah, I would spend every fucking
It's all
penny I have.
subjective.
Because
you
your
know,
daughter,
Yeah, your
like
daughter knows
interacts
another-
with you.
Right. But yeah, even a dog. Like I had a dog for a little bit, and then the thought was like, okay, it got a little sick, and I ended up spending like $300 on it. And the vet said, like, look, this might be a lifetime thing. I got rid of that fucking dog. I said,
Oh.
this thing. I started calculating in my head 300 times 10 years. This fucking thing lives. That's too much money. Get this thing. So I gave it to somebody.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
So
But still pretty absurd that a vet somewhere in the world's working on a fucking goldfish. Like, what next? Like, seriously, you're going to be under a nanoscope and fucking working on ants?
but
Like,
that's cool, right? We have the technology to operate on another.
that's
need
pretty
them.
cool, but where do you draw the
barely know their
line?
This goes
anatomy.
along the lines of the useless technology.
But yeah, where do you draw the line? Like, at what size of the pet do you go, okay, we're not working on that fucking thing?
Earthworm.
I don't know. Is it earthworm
Right.
a pet? Ant farm?
Oh yeah, that's true. It's not a pet.
Like I was saying, like a pet.
frog.
Yeah.
Would you save a frog?
Some of these frogs are fucking expensive, dude.
Some people like
I had
their
a frog.
pets,
It
man.
died pretty quick. No, I try to make something look real cool.
Maybe it had a tumor, bro.
I bought all these plants, and every one of them turned out to be poisonous, and like it ate some of them, and that was it. It lasted like 3 days.
You should have flown it to Australia, bro. And look this fucker up, man. I only work on little fucking things, bro. That's all
Honestly,
I work on.
So I see fish getting sliced up every day, and I'm wondering how easily they could have just removed that tumor. Maybe if you just got like a sushi chef or something with a really sharp ass knife and just been like,
Yeah, how long was the surgery? I'd like to know. Oh, 45 minutes.
damn, that's still pretty long, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, I still can't see it. Fuck it.
I would have been like, listen, George.
can't.
I know you got that tumor, but we want you to go comfortably. So I would just make his little goldfish bowl nice, put some little rocks on the bottom, and that would be it.
Bullshit. You
I'd wait
wouldn't
till
even
George
change the water in
survived.
that fucking tank, dude. You just let it get green and like all these other people do with their tanks when you see them in real life.
No, my tanks were pristine.
Yeah, yours were
man.
nice, but I see a lot of people that are like, "Oh, check out my tank," and it's all
Yeah.
fucking green.
If
You're like,
if you're
"What?"
not willing to like at least once a week clean fish tanks and wade through fish shit, don't get a fish tank, man. They're a lot of work. But anyways, that's the